Jimmy Liberty here. I just want to give you a little insight on how I feel about what's happening right now in our politics as a general, and maybe a little bit of things that we need to change. See, I'm one of those guys who will just gripe about something. I at least offer a little bit of solution to the issue. Start out by looking at the definition of politics. It's pretty basic. The art of science or science of government. The art or science concerned with guiding or influencing governmental policies. You get all the way down here to Part C, and it talks about activities characterized by artful and often dishonest practices. And one thing I've noticed is that every time people in the media will go and they'll say, oh, well, this president lied, or Harry Reid lied, or Nancy Pelosi lied. They say, oh, well, they're just playing politics. And they'll have the proof that they did lie. What they stated several years ago, and then now the way it is. Same thing on the other side of the fence. Same thing with the Republicans. I'm just using this administration for an example because it is so easy to use for examples of lack of accountability and just goofiness. Lies, basically. But they say, oh, well, they're just playing politics. No. If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a freaking duck, people. A lie is a lie, whether it's playing politics, they say it's playing politics or not. I have a couple of proposed changes I'd like to do, but I'd like to discuss this little saying down here. I kind of just thought about it for a little while, but when we accept evil, it then becomes a new standard, and we lose what once was. And that pretty much goes for anything. Once something becomes accepted, it then becomes that new standard by which we live. I mean, it works that way for parenting. Once you allow your child to start doing something, it becomes their new standard that they push the envelope further and further and further. It's the same thing with anything in social situations and economic situations. We can't accept evil. We can't, because then evil becomes the new standard. And in my opinion, this country is being taken over by evil because it's being accepted. I think we should change up a few people who run for office. I don't think it should be open to politicians or bureaucrats or lawyers. I think we need to get some doctors up there. I think we need to get some farmers up there. I think we need to get people just like in the olden days. They all ran for be elected. It obviously brings new ideas. It cultivates critical and logical thinking. It can help eliminate emotion when ruling. Right now, it's just lawyers and bureaucrats, politicians, and they are not connected with us people. Not connected. They think they are, but their concern is their future voters. Problem too that I really have, and I'm really sick and tired of, and I've been guilty of it, is partisan politics. I'm really getting sick and tired of the Republicans did this, or the Democrats did that, and blah, 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 blah. I'm sick of the parties. They back their party so much and are so worried about that next election and getting ousted that they do not do what's right. Now, this isn't an overall. It's not not every single one of them. There are some that still don't do what I just said, but in general, for the most part, this is what's happening. I think we should install term limits. I mean, getting people to stop caring about only their careers and start caring about us. They won't stand up for what they believe. They're also prone to appealing to special interest groups. They don't care about regular people. I think that we should be able to add a referendum to the ballots of whenever we vote. So during congressional elections and during presidential elections. and be able to be allowed as American people to have a voice on whether or not these politicians get raises. They write their own raises in, and we have nothing to do about it. I think it's insane that they got paid. These politicians got paid even though our government was shut down and they couldn't compromise. They have a failed leadership on both ends, and they could not compromise. And that irritates me. I think we need to change campaigning. I think we need to get rid of the lobbyist money that goes involved. That includes the media, all the lobbyists that there are. Get rid of the smear campaigning. It's been brought in huge in this the last two elections, with when Obama was going against Hillary Clinton for the primary, and now when he was going in this last election against Romney. I think we need to get rid of it. Smear campaigns are so stupid. I get so sick and tired of them on television. It's insane, and I bet you a lot of people agree with me. The lobbyists and the donators of money are the ones who are the main concern for politicians, not the people. They give two hoots about us. But you know what? I bet you if you gave $100,000 to their campaign, they'd care a lot about you. That's what floors me. Eliminate these negative campaign ads. Cut the money and hold the media accountable to make sure that they're fair and balanced. And some people go and say, oh, well, Fox News is fair and balanced. Really? Fox News is one of the more fair and balanced, if you ask me. At least they have on the 5 a panel of with a Democratic view and Republican views. At least they discuss things openly. I mean, MSNBC, he sits there and has Chris Matthews sitting there calling everybody racist that's a Republican. Come on. Really? Really? We got to remember that this country is supposed to be by the people, for the people, and of the people, not by the politicians, for the lobbyists, and of the rich bureaucrats. And we got to take this country back. And you know what? I'm Jimmy Liberty, and I majorly approve this message.